part of the value chain in SAP India. Just give me a few seconds. Some interesting observations and sessions prior to this. So what I'm going to focus today is more on emergency and disaster management in the context of public security, specifically related to terrorist attack, man-made disasters, and how governments can respond to it. Now, it's a very well-known fact that the media comes out with various analysis after an emergency, after a disaster happens, on what went wrong, what could have been done better, and what is the kind of awareness that our organizations have today to deal with these kind of situations. And all of it obviously boils down to four things: incomplete emergency and disaster picture, why it was happening, disjointed stakeholder coordination and capabilities, essentially between various departments, or between various government organizations, as well as the civil organization and the private organization. Ineffective resource and asset management. So you have some assets sitting somewhere, whereas there's no central visibility into how it can be brought into the scene and used effectively. You don't know, or you're not aware of the resources available which can be deployed easily within the vicinity or within the specific geographic area. And obviously, after the event happens, what's the kind of recovery and reconstruction delays that happen in the system? Now, there are three specific areas which we can focus on when we talk about emergency and disaster management. One is essentially emergency analysis and sharing, which is essentially about preventing the disaster itself. And the second one is emergency preparedness and rapid response. How do you respond to a situation when it arises? What is the responsiveness, or what is the response readiness of your specific agencies today to respond to these kind of specific situations that arise? And the third is investigation management, which should probably happen after the event, in terms of how it happened, why it happened, what are the learnings, what could be incorporated into the system to better prepare ourselves, or rather prevent such events from happening. So I think these are three primary areas where IT can definitely play a role, or systems and solutions can definitely play a role in enabling the government organizations. When it comes to intelligence analysis and sharing, there are already organizations today using systems to collect, collate, analyze, grade, and disseminate information to various agencies. Now, the issues that India has today is not something unique. It's something that's faced by most of the countries across the world. Most of the countries, this is got a federal structure where you have states which has its own structure, its own agencies handling situations, and you have a center which has its own monitoring agencies handling situations. And when none of these agencies talk to each other, or if they were to have limited interactions with each other, that is when you have most of the intelligence analysis and sharing issues coming into play. And post September 11, US realized this issue. In fact, the FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, is leveraging IT to create a national emergency management information system. In fact, it's already in place, and they are using the SAP technology to understand how emergency can be responded to. If you look at US Department of State, they have a program called Tip-Off, which essentially is a software that easily allows access to counterterrorism intelligence data, and then allows them to push it across various intelligence agencies such as Interpol and intelligence agencies of other countries. So it's not just a specific tool that they use within the state, it's a tool that they use to disseminate data across various intelligence agencies in the world. And then you have the London Metropolitan Police Service, which use softwares and technologies to handle investigation, specifically in investigation lifecycle, and also to detect and identify patterns on switching crime behavior, which again helps them preempt some of these events. So, from our understanding, IT can be specifically leveraged across these three areas, which would definitely bring down events such as the ones that we saw in Bombay. Now, SAP is a global leader in the enterprise resource planning space. It's very well known in the corporate sector, but probably what's not very well known is that SAP is a leading provider of solutions to public sector. We have been in this space for more than 30 years. We have a dedicated global team of public security and intelligence. We have launched an industry value network wherein various government agencies come together, discuss their issues, and then formulate policies that would help them, or rather help SAP formulate IT policies that would help these agencies deploy these solutions. We also have an integrated back office operation system which would help with the operational part of the agency in terms of procurement, in terms of managing their financials, managing their employees and other data. We have very strong references and success stories in this particular space. Here are some of the customers that we've had across the public or security agencies across the globe. Public security clients, law enforcement, justice and offender agencies, intelligence community, Ministry of India and Border, civil protection agencies. We have more than 400 customers across the globe in various security agencies with whom we are partnering on a day-to-day basis to develop and deploy systems that will help them counter the terrorist threat that they pose. Again, specifically in the area of disaster and emergency management, which is essentially an interagency cooperation, which Mr. Cherian also mentioned during his presentation. One of the biggest challenges that today we have is lack of interoperability. You have different government agencies who either run systems or do not run any systems, but none of these systems talk to each other. Now, there is a larger governance issue, and I'm sure that is something that we can discuss after this presentation. There's a larger governance issue here. It's not a technology issue to be solved. There's a governance issue of how the structure should be, what is a command of operation, who would report to who, how the data should be transferred from one department to another, what are the policies in place. The IT can only be an enabler to support the structure and policies that the governance system would lay down. Now, so that's something that US has realized after September 11. So they have overhauled their entire governance structure when it comes to the security apparatus. And that's what's helped them now come up with an integrated emergency response system, which coordinates with multiple agencies across the different states. SAP, apart from helping customers with many of these solutions, have also created a living lab, which we call the Future Public Security Center. Essentially, what we have done is that we have invited law enforcement agencies, justice agencies, intelligence and border protection agencies from across the world to our lab in Germany, where we are developing and deploying solutions based on the feedback that we receive from them in terms of what's working and what's not working. Now, if you look at this particular area of public security, what you need to understand is that what is working today may not be the same, may not be the right solution for tomorrow. Because whether it is terrorists or whether it is insurgency within the country or the Naxalite attacks that we are seeing today, it's all evolving and changing over the years. There have been new tactics. The moment the government comes out with something to counter the specific threat that's posed today, there's always some other new way of circumventing that particular threat and then posing a new challenge in terms of whether it could be biological, it could be in terms of the cyber aspect that the moderator spoke about. So the changing focus of the issue means that this is a moving target. You need to always have new solutions, new technology which will be deployed to counter the new threats that come into the picture. So this particular security center is collaborating with various stakeholders to understand what is it that they want, what is the kind of solution that they would require to seamlessly integrate with other law enforcement agencies and to ensure that the data flows in. So the focus here is to support during major public disasters and also to ensure that there is a collaboration between the police, fire, emergency departments and other various stakeholders in this segment. Now, we have identified specific areas of collaboration with the Indian security agencies itself. There are so so many Indian security agencies, apart from the local as well as the state level police force, there are various security agencies which are handled or managed by both center as well as the state. And there are specific areas wherein we believe that SAP ERP system can be an enabler and can help formulate specific policy areas or formulate or rather enforce specific policies that the government would want to enforce in terms of collaboration and in terms of data interoperability. So in summary, what most of these agencies need are three things. One is integrated planning and preparation, situational awareness, command and control, when a specific event happens, and third is rapid response and resource questioning to address the specific challenge that has come up. Now, across these three areas, SAP has got very strong offerings. They have been tried and tested by more than 400 agencies across the world. And in India too, we are specifically focusing and talking to various government agencies to understand how our standard offerings can be tailored to Indian specific requirements. Now, one of the unique features or a unique problem in this particular segment is that you cannot really wait for 2 or 3 years or a decade to formulate a policy and then deploy the specific solution that you need, because the threat that you're facing is very real and very imminent. So you need to probably look at something that has worked elsewhere, which would probably fit 60 to 70% of what you're looking at right now, and then see how the rest of the pieces can be built and incorporated to meet the local and specific unique requirements of the specific agency that we're talking about. So that's it from my end. In summary, we believe that there is a lot of opportunity to improve, but that improvement would first start at the governance level, wherein the government by itself would decide how these various agencies would work together, how they are going to share data, how they are going to formulate policies in terms of moving towards and addressing certain specific threats that have been identified. And then IT can be the enabler which would then help you execute on the policies that's been identified. So with this, I just close this presentation with few sample customer lists from our customer database. In the police division, we have more than 85 customers. In the ministries of Interior and Justice, we have more than 60 customers. These are a few of the customers we have. The US Department of Homeland Security and 11 classified security agencies in the US use the SAP software. Thank you.
Thank you.